looking into the future, I see our villages just turning around. I see great revival coming. I see great wind blowing over our villages. The wind of change, the wind of salvation, the wind of disciple making kind of move upon our village, because that's what we need.
From 2009 to 2013, Woods Edge partnered with Pastor Charles Tsukulusa to train several hundred Malawian pastors on how to multiply disciples. In 2013, during Pastor Tim Martin's training on people of peace, people whom God has anointed to spread the gospel in a big way, Charles wondered if the rural village chiefs could be chosen by God in that way. He then asked Tim if he could invite 30 chiefs to the training. Tim responded, of course, while not understanding the depths of the demonic activities that the rural village chiefs were involved in. The training of the chiefs was a huge success and represented a shift of direction for the Woods Edge partnership in Malawi. Chiefs are now reaching other chiefs for Christ. Families and whole villages are being transformed as they leave the demonic activities behind and begin to follow Jesus. Typically, a maximum of 2 to 3 chiefs were being led to Christ at any given time. In August of 2016, a supernatural, God-sized miracle happened where over 1,000 chiefs trusted in Christ during a Woods Edge-sponsored training event. On that historic day, God accelerated His amazing work in Malawi into a supernatural movement that is spreading exponentially throughout the nation.
I remember when Jeff Wells and I talked with Pastor Charles Tsukulusa the very first time, he said a very, very key thing. He said many people come to Malawi and they want to gather a large group and they want to preach the gospel, see how many hands are raised, and then leave and they never see them again. And he said, we've got 13 million people back then in Malawi, and 60 million people have raised their hands. So everybody's raised their hands many, many, many times. And he said, but you've come to make disciples, and that's what we need. We need training in how to make disciples, because we have very few. We have people that will call themselves Christians, but their syncretism, really not disciples. So that was a key start that we knew we've got the right pastor to partner with, because he was very discipleship focused.
Thank you for every single chief here. Lord, we recognize you are the one that has put all of them in the position they're in. That you have chosen them.
Right now, you might have seen a little bit, but we have a lot of chiefs that are opening up, and it's important for chiefs to receive the gospel, because they are the custodians of the traditions, and they are like the gatekeepers. You can't get into an area and do anything without the permission of the chief. And I know that some people cannot understand that, especially in the Western world, but that's the reality on the ground here. Not even government can build a school without the involvement of a chief. So when we touch a chief, we are touching a whole area. You could be speaking to a bunch of chiefs, just maybe 10, but behind those 10 will be thousands and thousands of people. So when you touch a chief, then you're touching thousands and thousands of people.
God has given us an inroads with the villages. Now, these villages have chiefs, tribal chiefs, and they're all over the country. And these chiefs have a background with occult activity. And to see these chiefs reach for Christ and then disciple other chiefs who disciple other chiefs, and it's spreading throughout the country, and thousands of these villagers have now been reached for the gospel, well, it's just the most exciting thing. And so we love what God's doing in Malawi, and we want to continue doing all that God's called us to do in this country.
ndifuna kunena kwa mpingo wonse.
I want to talk to you now.
Ineyo malo amafumu onsenso ndifuna ndikuthokozeni.
On behalf of all the chiefs, I want to thank you.
Mpingo umene mwakhala mukutipempherera kuno.
You have been praying for us.
Uyambira wamng'ono ngakhale wamkulu.
You have been praying for all of us.
Chifukwa cha mapemphero anu.
Because of your prayers,
ziwani kuti ife mafumu.
We chiefs
tapulumutsidwa.
Are getting saved.
Ndipo tikupulumutsidwa.
And we are going to heaven.
Motero cha thandizo lanu.
Because of your help.
Tufuna mbuye apitirize kudalitsani mpingo
wonse. We want God to bless you because of your help.
Amene yakulitse ntchito ikulu imene
mukuchita. God bless you and bless everything that you do.
Kuti ife mukatithandizire mpaka Malawi tituluke mavuto amene tili nawo.
So that you can be empowered to help us even much more so that we can be blessed. Receive our greetings. Because of the things that you are doing. We are getting out of the bondages. Because of what you're doing. And on behalf of my friends, I'm saying thank you. God bless you.